Welcome to Real Talk Wrestling. I'm your host, Josh Kimmel. With me, the babyface Chris Koffler. We usually have Miami Clutch here today, but he has not showed up. He is invited. He knows this. He knew the time, and I did let him know via communications. So if he does show up during the show, listen, he's on a different time zone. I think it's already tomorrow in his world. I don't know time. I don't know anything anymore, but I know that he's probably he probably fell asleep, which is okay. Appreciate him every single because it is late. There's no way I'm making it that late, Chris, as
No,
we'll talk about pretty soon.
it's like what? It's probably midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning where he's at. So
I don't see. I wake up at 1 a.m. to go pee almost
yeah,
every night, almost every night. Period. But staying up till one
nope.
ain't no. Listen, I'm too old. I'm 39 years old. But I just want to go hey, before we get started. Hey, Bobby Melendez, all the execs here at Fins Talk Sports Network. Say hi to everybody. Woo! Hey, everyone over there on YouTube, thank you so much, all the execs, for having us here. This is Real Talk Wrestling on YouTube. What? Can we just start? We're going to talk. This is a whole episode dedicated to the Netflix show.
Yep.
Can we just start at the start? Not the start where we got the cool intro and they playing. Why doesn't Amalie Arena have that thing, by the way? I want that. You know, that thing that comes down and it projects the video where everyone in the arena can see it. That is so cool.
I'm sure they could. I'm sure either they have it or could have that pretty easy. No, they should have that because I think I've seen that during a Lightning playoff game.
Well, during the playoff game, they do. They come down, but it's only facing. So people on the goals, the ends, they can't see it because it's not. It's
correct.
It's only one way. So
Yes.
only the people center ice or on the blue line can see it, but people on the corners or in the ends, the end zones, you cannot see it. So we need a whole square thing going on here. But besides the point, that was awesome. That video was great. I wish Twitter didn't put that out earlier. I wish that was a surprise for us. Go, hey, look, this is cool. I know I've already seen.
I didn't see it beforehand.
I did, and I'm the guy that's not even going on social media. I still saw it. It's like one of the first things I saw when I opened Twitter that day. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like, this is cool. Then they showed it again. I'm like, this is cool. I wish it wasn't released before, but I'm not going to complain about that because that was probably the peak of the show.
Yes. that was the best thing about that episode.
Yes. It was, I wouldn't say the best thing about the episode.
No, it was the best.
All right. Yeah, okay. So what's going on, Justin? We're Clutch. He might show up tonight. Just to let you guys know. Don't know where he went. We're missing him because, spoiler alert, he did like the show. He did like the Raw. And he did say that in the chat this morning when we were talking. And I really wanted him here so we could talk about why he liked this show so much because it is mixed. Up and down. You got people that didn't like it, people that liked it. I watched it Tuesday morning. I didn't watch it live. You watched it live.
I watched it live. First time I've watched a full episode Raw live. And I don't know, 7 or 8 years.
When I watched this show Tuesday morning, I thought, man, there goes Josh again. Just can't like anything. And I expected, because I didn't go on social media Tuesday morning or Monday night. I didn't hear anyone's reactions. I didn't get any text messages from nobody because I texted you guys. I didn't text you guys, but I texted other people, hey, I'm not watching the show. I'm going to bed. So I didn't know what anyone thought of the show. And all I felt after the Netflix debut, I said, this show sucks. This show was not unwatchable because it was very good wrestling. I liked the matches, but the show sucked. And I couldn't figure it out at the moment, but then I started to think about it and I'm like, God, this show sucked. Now, Chris, I know you didn't like the show as much. Can you explain your thought process in the show?
Well, the first thing that you were poking fun at, I really wish, like, I'm almost tempted to go back, except for I don't want to rewatch another 3 hours again. But how many times did they say Netflix? There's got to be someone on the internet that figured it out already and put it out there because it feels like every 2 seconds they were making sure everyone knew that they were on Netflix.
Oh, you didn't get my gimmick? You didn't get my gimmick when I opened the show?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. You've already kind of poked fun at it. So that was one thing that just kind of was driving me nuts. I'm like, all right, we get it. You're on Netflix. I understand you got to plug it a couple of times because this is a big deal. They've got this big stream. Like Netflix has grown so much from when they first started, and this is a huge deal for them. But like, my goodness, it doesn't need to be mentioned every 2 minutes. And then I don't like that for the premiere episode, we essentially got a WWE Legends night. That's what it felt like to me last night. It feels like the Tampa show from a few years ago, where it was just Legends night. Like, seriously, I think I saw, and I wasn't counting, and I don't know, but I think someone said there was only 4 matches over 3 hours. Is that right? There was only 4 matches?
I believe so. Yeah, Jay and Drew, the opening match, the tribal combat, the women's match, CM Punk, and
Like one other one?
Seth. Was there one more? Justin, was there a 5th match? No, I really don't think there was a 5th match. Legitimately,
Yeah, so there's like 4 matches over 3 hours, but we did get an Undertaker sighting. We did get a Rock sighting, but he's at least somewhat tied into the story, although it's not consistent with the story that's going on. As many people pointed out, last time we saw him, he was heel. He absolutely couldn't stand Cody. Now he's face and is all buddy buddy with Cody. Like, when did that happen? Did that happen over social media, or did they just forget to carry that along? Like, what happened there? And then, of course, something that we could definitely dive further into, the whole Hulk Hogan debacle. Like, that was just awful. It was so bad.
Full disclosure, it's January 9th, 2025. I've yet to see that segment. I've yet to watch it. And I'll tell you why. Because I wanted to hear you guys' opinion on it first, because I'm going to watch it before No Holds Barred, because Bobby is the biggest Hogan mark of all time. And I've already been texting him like nonstop about how we'll talk about that later, because we'll get to the Hogan part. But you're right. It just felt like cameo after celebrity and I get it. So, and Justin already said it in the chat. It's true. They geared this show towards new viewers. People have never seen the product before, because if you have Netflix and you're just on Netflix at 8:00 on a Monday, right now, you already watched all the Squid Games you can watch. You already watched all the Sleepy Hollows or whatever movies they have on. I don't know what they do on Netflix, but if you've watched them all, Blind as Love, all of them, and you're like,
Blind as Love.
What is this? What is this wrestling thing? Oh, I think and you click on it right at 8:15. Give it, and Dwayne Johnson. Oh, he's doing the Moana cuckoo thing. Well, I don't know what the hell was that. But he was doing that, whatever that was. I don't know if that was Moana. I don't know if that was a character he played in a movie. I have no clue what that was. But people are like, oh, it's The Rock. All right, cool. I'll stick around for The Rock. And right after Rock, we get Roman. Oh, cool. Roman's a star. I'll watch it. After Roman, we get Cena. Oh, Cena's here. I guess I'm sticking around.
Yep.
They just kept on doing that. And it's like, oh, here's Topanga Lawrence. Here's Macaulay Culkin. Here's, Stephen Amell. I'm like, okay, why are wrestlers why? First off, if there's that many celebrities there, all over ringside, how the F did any normal person sit there? Because they showed so many. And I'm like, where did Nikki Bella go? She's not there. Oh, she's not there anymore. They just cycled them in and out. It's kind of ridiculous. The whole thing was just so LA fake.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it was not the best show, but I'm hoping they just felt the need to do that for the opening show to bring all the casual viewers in. The people that don't know what it means to be for those people, they had to do something casual so that they'll come back next week. But I'm hoping, I got full faith in Triple H. I'm sure he'll put on good shows from here on out. He just probably had to do what he had to do for that first one.
Yeah, I understand that. Happy New Year to you guys. Everyone watching right now, we got 23 viewers right now. This is awesome. Leave a like for the show. We're going to talk more about the Raw Netflix debut. We'll start from the top, though. We had The Rock come out, give his speech, right, thanking the Netflix people, which we've already spoke about. The first thing that pops in my mind, or what I saw, was all the logos on the ring. All the logos. I'm like, Fortnite's even involved. Fortnite got the middle spot. Then we got whatever. I'm like, okay. this is kind of weird, but I'll get used to it. You know, what happened with baseball, it used to be just a outfield. Now we have Budweiser, and hockey, the same thing. It used to not be. Now all the boards have ads. I get it. That's the world we live in. I'm not going to complain about that too much. But then what they do is they say, okay, everything that you saw last year with The Rock and Cody and Roman in the first 30 minutes of this show, or 45 minutes, I don't know how long it went, we're just going to kill everything. We're going to say, you know what? Forget that. That never happened. Rock never beat up Cody. Rock never said, I want your title. Rock never handed Cody something and said, don't break my heart again. Rock never came out in Atlanta and went 1, 2, 3, right? Right? He never did that. That never happened. Yeah. And then when Rock single-handedly, just easily handed the Ulafala over to Roman, that beef never happened either. Like, do you think they're just going to go, okay, all that stuff you just watched, Chris, on Raw, Netflix, is this going to disappear and they're going to go right back to the story? Or do you think that was like a breaking kayfabe? We're all here having fun. We all know this is a show. Let's just have fun tonight. We'll be back next week.
Yeah, I think things get back on track next week. It was just supposed to be a fun, we're making an appearance. Like you said, very LA show. Everybody's hanging out, having a good time. All the stars are out. Wrestling stars, Hollywood stars. Everybody's here hanging out, having a good time. So for the people that actually pay attention week in and week out, the show made no sense.
It didn't. Like, it's kind of like when Adam Cole came back in AEW, and we're like, wait a minute, he's a babyface? Wait, he's a babyface? Like, for real? Like, what, we're supposed to believe The Rock coming out with his People's Champion as a babyface? It's just, I hope they didn't just drop everything. I hope they get back in line. But this does tell me that maybe Cody's going a different direction. Maybe we do see Cody and Cena. Maybe we do see that match instead of Cody and Rock, or Cody, whatever it is. But all right, so the Rock thing happened. Then we go on to the tribal combat. Did you enjoy all the AEW finish of this match? Because let's be honest, you know, the match was the match. They had the chairs, they had the tables, they had everything. They had the spot where he got the staircase thrown in his head. Roman got, whatever. But at the end, did you enjoy all the run-ins? As a person that doesn't watch a lot of WWE lately, now you're getting into it. God, that sucked. I'm sorry. I let it out. It sucked.
Yep. And it's funny, though, because as I was watching it, I thought to myself, oh, Josh is going to have a field day with this, because it's like the number one of your biggest gripes is when you just all of a sudden have everyone from the back come running out and get involved in a match. And it was very AEW-ish.
Yeah.
So,
like,
yeah.
If you're going to have a tribal combat and you're going to need help, Chris, I'm not going to go into a fight. If I was a cheater, if I was a bad guy, if I was a heel, go, all right, guys, you got to stay back there. And when I'm about to lose, come on in. Like, when I'm about to lose, though, then you guys come in. No, I'm going to go, hey, boys, this is no rules. We're about to fuck Roman up because we're the bloodline. Let's go do this. Like,
yeah, just come on out. We'll fight him 3-on-1.
Yeah, Cody was just in the stands. Hi, thanks, Rock. Thanks, Dwayne. Mwah, Mama Rhodes. Right, and then 30 minutes later, he's running from the back, making a save, trying to beat up Kevin Owens. Did he legitimately run back there just to run back out with his music playing? I don't understand that part at all. I do not get, and do not get me wrong, maybe people aren't interested in this. When wrestlers are in the crowd, it doesn't make sense. So they had to buy a ticket for that show. If they're going to be involved in the show, still, like Cody, like seriously, did they have to buy a ticket? I don't understand. But why was Cody even in the stands or in the front row at the very beginning of the show if he was going to do a run-in later?
Yeah, it doesn't.
It didn't make sense.
No, he was just there so he could wave. He bought his ticket so he could wave to Dwayne, his new pal.
Wouldn't it be more effective if Rock came out and go, "Hey man, I just want to thank, because Cody didn't have a match that night, right? We expected Cody to be there, but he didn't have a match. So hey, I just want to thank. Be sarcastic with it, Cody. Cody comes out to his music, whoa, does this whole thing, and then we thank you, bye bye, and he leaves. Cool. because it would make more sense for him to come out from the back where he just was instead of at least hop the fence, bro. Like if you see Kevin Owens up there about to kill Roman or whoever he's about to kill, just hop the fence. You're already there. Why did you need to run back to run back?
Yeah, you ran all the way around just so you could come out. Make
It's
the
just
dramatic
very,
entrance.
very AEW-ish. But you know what? We're talking about it, and it's a couple days late. And say what you want. They had all the stars. They had them all. They had every single star during that match, that run, and it was the right decision. Roman should have won.
Yeah.
But what did you think about when The Rock grabbed the Ulafala? Where you're like, oh shit, all that stuff he did. Sorry, Bobby. All that stuff he just did. This is where he turns heel. This is where we finally get the final boss Rock. I thought so. I thought it was going down. I thought he was about to turn on. I thought everything was about to happen. He takes it from Paul. He's about to put it on Roman, but puts it on himself. I'm like, let's go. But it didn't happen. Nothing happened.
No, everything was happy-go-lucky on the show. We weren't really progressing storylines very much.
But it was a good match.
Not for this episode.
I'm not.
It was. The match itself was good.
Yes.
Yeah.
The match itself.
The opening and the closing match both were good.
Oh, you didn't like the stuff in between?
I'm just saying both of those matches were really good. The Roman match and the Seth Punk match. Those matches themselves were very good, but no, all the run-ins. And I saw too that they bumped a lot of people to make time for the legends. Like Becky Lynch's return got bumped for the Undertaker appearance.
Well, we're not there yet.
What? Okay.
We're not there yet. Listen, I'm going to be very we'll get there. The match itself between Rhea and Liv didn't do anything for me. It was just another women's match. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't offensive. It was just a match. I'm glad Rhea won. I thought she should have won. I hope that story is over. I think it is over. I think it's done now.
I remember we were thinking that wasn't going to happen until Mania, though.
I've been really riding hard for the past month or so that this ends. Whenever they announce the match, because I didn't see it going any further. I felt like, I think I said this on the show, Bianca needs to win the Rumble and face Rhea, or I think Charlotte needs to go and win the Rumble or whatever and face Tiffy. So I do think that. I think this is good for business. Liv's great. Liv did a great job. Liv was my women's wrestler of the year. I announced that on No Holds Barred over there. So that was my women's wrestler of the year. She was awesome. But the time for the story that was the end, Rhea ended with a riptide to Dominic Mysterio. I feel like we've seen that before. If we have Justin or DSG, let me know. Didn't he already get body slammed by her once before?
I think so.
Either way, cool spot. I'm not going to complain about it, but what I'm going to complain about it is freaking Mark Calloway coming out. Why? Can anyone tell me, DSG, Justin, Mr. Terrell, yourself, can anyone in the chat tell me why, or did you pop for the Taker? Did you pop for Taker, Chris?
No, I didn't.
I thought you
didn't understand. I didn't know. I think once he came out, that's when I knew we were in the middle of Legends Night. Because I'm like, what is he doing here? What does he have to do with this? He just came out to ride his motorcycle around and do the little look back to the camera, and that's it. He's not going to say anything. It added nothing to the show.
Kind of took away from the show.
Yeah.
It kind of took away because I don't know what happened with Becky. I don't know if she was there. I don't know if she was supposed to be there. I don't know.
She was, from what I heard.
We don't know. We heard. We don't know. We don't know what happened. We don't know. We'll never know. So do you think because that took a long time for him to come out slowly around the ring and come back and do the whole thing. Would it be more effective if you did have Becky come out? Whoa! Because when Rhea was standing on the side, I'm like, oh, who's coming out? Because she's clearly making room for somebody that's coming to the ring. Clearly. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, it's Becky. This is awesome. Like I haven't been hyped for Becky since the whole Ronda Rousey thing. And that was years ago. Becky's been trash for the past 4 years. She's been hard to watch. But I was hyped. I'm like, let's go. And then just like that, Just like The Undertaker ruined my WrestleMania moment when it should have been Austin. It
Yep.
was freaking Mark Calloway. We did it. He did it again. Mark Calloway is just a fucking buzzkill, man. But anyway, it is what it is. People, I don't know if those people popped out there in La La Land out there. But I sure didn't. It was miserable.
Yeah.
Miserable.
It was bad. I don't get it.
But okay, that match is over. And guys, I know there's some segments that happen in the back with the New Day, and honestly, not much, in my opinion, happened. And I'm sure a lot of you guys thought the same thing. So then we have the Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre ordeal. Not gonna lie to you guys, I did not see this outcome coming. Did not see a roll up happening. Did not see Jey winning this match. Are you surprised? Are you happy? Sad? Indifferent? Don't care?
Indifferent.
Very
Indifferent. Yeah.
I just thought it was a weak finish. It was definitely the worst match of the night by far. Not much to say here. Don't really know where this is going. I guess you can't bury Jey. I get it. I understand that. Jey needs to get some big wins too if you're going to treat him like a main event player. But that was just a weak way to get him a win. It was very weak. I cannot stand roll-up wins. We all know that. Roll-up wins are the worst. I'd rather see a DQ. I'd rather see a DQ win rather than a roll-up win because I'm a grown man. No one in the history of the world is going to roll me up and actually pin me 1, 2, 3 ever. And under any circumstance, hit me in the head with a hammer, I will still get my shoulders up.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. Like to me, that makes you look more of an idiot than protects you. I never understand it.
The roll up is the worst. And yeah, I didn't like that part of it at all. I was confused by that. I feel like a roll up, if you're going to use it, should very, very, very rarely be used. And it should be used by a heel as like a sneaky way to get out of the end of the match when things aren't going well. And they use it real quick to get out of the match. Other than that, it doesn't make sense.
Well, I can disagree with you on one thing. Not just because I like to disagree. It's because if a babyface who's definitely undermatched, a huge underdog, I can see them using that as a way to like, oh, I beat the big man and I got away with it. But you're treating Jey Uso like he's a main event player. You're not treating him like he's Chad Gable.
Yeah.
He's called main event Jey Uso. He's got the most lit entrance in the entire company by far. That was an amazing scene to watch that. It was great. That is giving me goosebumps now thinking like when I went to SmackDown, I didn't get to see that. And I wish I was a part of it because that looks fun to do. I would do this 1,000 times, Chris.
Side note, did you see Michael Cole attempting to do it and stay on rhythm?
No.
It was so bad.
I did not see that part. I must have missed it.
If you rewatch that, go back and just pay attention. Like Pat McAfee's got the motion down, the timing down. Michael Cole, he's all over the place. It's so bad.
It's Michael Cole. Michael Cole's awesome.
Yes.
Though. I don't like the Michael Cole hate that we give him. Not me, because I like Michael Cole, but I understand he's a nerd and he can't. I get it. But the thing is,
it was just funny. I was just dying laughing because he was trying so hard. And I love the fact that like now that he's got Pat McAfee with him again, that like he does stuff that I didn't see him doing before. Like the fact that he jumps up on the announce table and everything. I didn't really see. I don't know. I don't doing this much.
Even without Pat, he was still having fun with Corey and the other guys. But with Pat there, he's just on a different level.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks like he's just really super enjoying things with Pat McAfee.
Yeah, I mean, they just make things fun. And honestly, I love the whole crew they have there, whether it be Wade Barrett, Corey Graves, Michael Cole, Pat McAfee. They're all doing a great job. I love unlike the other company, which I cannot stand. Tony, oh yeah, this is great stuff over here in AEW. That's Tony Schiavone's catchphrase.
Yeah.
Great stuff going on over here. Anyway, no more AEW talk. Did you guys see Kenny Omega come back? It was awesome. That's the AEW corner right there. It was awesome. Go watch Kenny Omega, Chris. I know you love Kenny Omega.
All right. I do. I wasn't as sick as I was yesterday. I would have seen it live, but I missed it. I'll watch it as soon as we're done here.
All right. It was great. But anyway, can we get to the Hogan part?
Please. I've been dying to get to the Hogan part.
All right, me too. Because I only knew Nikki Bella, but this is gonna sound bad. I think Nikki Bella is gorgeous. I think Nikki Bella is awesome. She's probably terrible in the ring, but I think she's gorgeous. So I heard someone say, "Oh, it was the local radio show." We were talking about the whole Fox News Joy. I don't know who that lady is, but apparently you probably heard the news. If you haven't, huge scandal. Skip Bayless, all the people at Fox, and this one girl.
Something.
Yeah,
I've heard of it, but I don't really know what's going on. But I have
me
heard
either.
that name and that there's something going on.
Me too. Same situation. I know there's something going on, but I don't know what exactly. Anyway, they
Yep.
were talking about on the radio. And one of the announcers, Pat, you know Pat and Aaron, you probably do. You've heard of Pat and Aaron on the radio here in Tampa. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Good guys. We actually had Pat Donovan on OUS a couple months ago. He's awesome. But he's like, hey, speaking of this Joy news, did you see Bill Simmons try so hard not to look at Nikki Bella while she did the twirl thing? I'm like, I gotta see this because first off, Nikki Bella's twirl thing's the best thing in wrestling, and second off, I love Bill Simmons. So I was looking for this. So they announced everyone. They announced everyone like, oh, here's this person, here's this person. Oh, look, in WWE legend Nikki Bella, and she does her twirl like she always does. And
Yep.
Bill Simmons is sitting right next to her, and he's just like, he looks over like real quick as she's doing it. He goes, and he looks straight the entire time, and you see his eye like look this way, and he goes.
Like trying to look.
Trying not. Well, he's trying to be comfortable because when you don't want to be caught on camera being that guy.
Yeah,
right?
like ooh, right there. Yeah, he knew he was on camera.
So that was that.
I'll have
so
to go
like,
back
hey,
and watch that because I was paying more attention to the twirl myself, so I didn't
So I'm
actually
like-
see him in the background.
So I'm like, Nikki Bella, that's my girl. Let's go. And I hear dun dun dun. I'm like, if you ever wanted to get me less interested in anything in life, play Hulk Hogan's music. Here comes Hulk Hogan. You know what Josh Kimmel did? I took the PlayStation 5 controller and I fast forwarded, and I still have not seen it to this day. So tell me what happened, Chris.
He was just trying to cut some promo, and he was also trying to promote his beer. And the entire time he was talking for a good 5+ minutes, crowd did not stop booing. They just kept. I haven't heard the crowd boo that much or that loud since after Roman beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Do you remember that segment?
Yeah,
Sure.
where he's like, I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy.
Yeah, I'm the
I'm
guy.
the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that Raw after WrestleMania or whatever it was, where he came out and he was just getting booed nonstop. Almost as loud, but about just as long as that. And just nobody wanted to hear from Hulk Hogan. Everyone wants him to just go away. Nobody likes him. It was just so bad. And I was wondering, like, at any point, are they just going to cut him off and be like, this just isn't working? No. Went through all of his lines, did all of his stuff. And I don't remember half of what he said because I just couldn't stop laughing at the fact that everyone's booing him and everyone hates him. And they would be wise to just not bring him back on screen anymore. Like, just be done with him at this point.
You have to think the Netflix executives or Triple H or anyone in charge of TKO, Endeavor, whatever. At one point, you go, okay, Hogan, you're bad for business, dude. Like, we can't do this anymore. But then I go on Twitter today, and or maybe it was yesterday, and I see they want to bring Hogan back as an on-air heel.
He would get booed. He would get booed for sure. He could do his Hollywood Hogan again or something. He's already got the boos. I mean, it's better to get a negative reaction than no reaction.
But you don't want like just go away, like get out of here. You don't want we don't want to see you because that's Nia Jax, right? Nia Jax isn't getting booed because people are like, oh yeah, boo. Like Don Callis gets booed because it's fun to boo him. Dominic Mysterio. There's people that are fun to boo because we're buying into it. But when Nia Jax comes out, it's either zero reaction or, dude, get out of here. We're done with you. Like you are awful. Like you suck. I don't think that's good for wrestling. I don't think like it's different. When CM Punk was in AEW and he was getting the mixed boos and mixed cheers, that's fun. Because he played it into it. He has something to value. He had value. Yeah. He can cut a promo. He can do this. He can do that. Whereas Hogan, he has no value. He's basically nothing at this point.
And do they really need him? Does he really need to be a heel? Don't they have enough young talent that's actually good? Like, what's the point of even bringing him back?
there's no point, and there's no speaking about people coming back, we did not talk about this. We skipped it for a reason because I want to talk about it now because I think it's gonna be a longer discussion. What if I can win the Royal Rumble? What if I can main event WrestleMania? John Cena. Acted like a god darn cartoon character from the 60s. What if I can do it? Like, okay. I'm all for the John Cena winning the world championship. I'm all for it. I'm never going to say don't give it to him because I want to see it happen. We already see some people in the chat. Terrell wants it to happen. I want it to happen. I know Bobby Melendez over at New Holds Bar wants it to happen. I don't know if you want it to happen, though. Are you? I don't even know if you can even have an opinion because you haven't been on the WWE train in so long. Like, do you even have an opinion? Like, I can understand. Like, let's say you still watch. Let's say there's AEW guys out there. They're like, man, I don't want Jeff Jarrett. I don't want Christian Cage winning the title. We have all these other guys we could promote, like people that you've been following yourself. Like when we wanted Swerve to win it for so long, we wanted this person, and it sucks when someone like a John Cena or a Jeff Jarrett goes, you know, I'm just going to win it. Or like a Goldberg in the past, or like a Brock Lesnar in the past. Is he going to be on that same level when he wins this title? Or we're like, oh, yes, we want this. What side are you on, Chris?
It's kind of tough because when it comes to Jeff Jarrett, when it came to Goldberg and some of these other guys, I didn't want them to win it. I don't want them to. I don't want Jeff Jarrett to win the AEW title. Just because I think there are so many other people there that I've been working really hard, and like they deserve it at this point. I think last week we didn't get around to talking about it, I don't think, but I had made a list of about 25 other wrestlers in AEW that still should win their first title before Jeff Jarrett does. 25 other people. The one thing that's hard to say with Cena is he at least was for a long period of time the face of the company. Still very well known in and out of wrestling. You can ask the non-wrestling person if they know who John Cena is, and they do. And the one thing that he does that he really did really well, especially when he had his last championship, that United States Championship, he brought the best out of a lot of people. And it gave him, he was the one that started with that whole US Open Challenge. It worked because it gave him a chance to fight somebody new pretty much every week with no story, but he was getting really good matches out of people. And I think it helped elevate a lot of people. So is he going to do something similar? Would that be the purpose of it outside of, what is it, getting the record, but also to help elevate other people. So it depends on if that's their plan, then I guess I'm okay with it. But normally I don't like seeing those people, get this when there's so many other people that, should have a chance for it.
So you're speaking about it like you're a knowledgeable WWE fan and you have your favorites. Like I'd rather see Sami Zayn win it, or I'd rather see this person or that person, Brock Breaker, whatever it may be. But as a person, I can tell you right now, I'm pushing for the John Cena. I'm okay with him winning the title. There's a lot of guys like my co-host on Saturday night, Bobby. He's been calling this for months. He wants this so bad. And it's like, okay, you give Cena the title. Who's he going to beat? If he beats Gunther, which he's not, you bury Gunther. Really, in reality, you beat Cody. This guy, John Cena announced he hasn't won a singles match in like a billion years. Like he legit said that he hasn't won a match, and I think Justin put it in here somewhere. So this guy couldn't beat Solo. This guy couldn't beat Austin Theory. He just goes beat Cody. Like, what was this whole year for then? If Cody's just gonna, Cody took down the Beast, Cody beat Roman, Cody did this, he's gonna lose a Cena like that. I don't know how they could pull it off and make it believable, since he can't just win the Rumble and go into WrestleMania and win. He has to start beating people. If you make it believable and he starts getting wins, same thing for Jeff Jarrett over in AEW, by the way. Same storyline, by the way. Same storyline. One's just RC Cola and one's Coca-Cola. I'm here for Jeff Jarrett's story too. I enjoy Jeff. I want to see Jeff win the title. I'm not kidding. I want to see it happen. That because that would
I don't know.
that's right there is a nail in the goddamn coffin. And I'm like, I was there for the birth and the death.
Yeah.
No, but if they do it right, do they have to take the title off of Cody and Cena beat somebody else? Because how do you do face versus face at WrestleMania? Who's going to work heel in that match? You know, I went back and watched the Cody and Dustin match in AEW. They were both baby faces, Cody and Dustin. Cody worked heel the whole match. Dustin worked babyface. Are we going to get to see a Cody heel worked match with Cena? I'd be down for that.
I
But I
think
don't know
if it had to go one way or the other, I would think it would be Cody working the match as heel for sure. Because John Cena just coming back and he's got everyone cheering for him, and there's no way he could work the match heel.
But do you see how that puts a damper on things? Like
Yep.
it just doesn't add up.
Nope.
I don't think Cena's winning the Rumble. I don't think Cena's winning the title until SummerSlam. I don't know if Cena wins the title at all, but I'm here for it, and I wouldn't be upset if he did it. I'd actually cheer for it. I would mark out for it because he does deserve it. I think erasing, not that they want to do this, but I think erasing Ric Flair's name from that top and making John Cena the face of your company as the most championships won. I think that's the move to do. I think that's a good move to do.
Yeah.
I think that's smart on them. But we'll see how that works out. I'm excited for it. And then we have, do you have any more things to say about John Cena?
I was going to say, let's say he does win the title. You're saying you think he doesn't win it till SummerSlam. So let's just say that's the case. He doesn't win it till, because he's on like this year is it for him. This is his retirement tour 2025. Does he win it and then keep it a month, keep it 3 months, keep it through the end of the year? Does he lose it to somebody at the end of the year? Does he relinquish the title? How do you think it ends? Let's say he does win it at SummerSlam. How does that end?
Okay. So I've already revealed this to some people. And this isn't the SummerSlam finish, but we'll do the same thing. Let's say we'll say SummerSlam. Could be WrestleMania 2, Chris.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that. So let's say he beats Cody. He beats Cody. And let's say he beats Cody. And he goes on a run. Yeah, Crazy Dolphin, he is the resident Sami. You're not the first person to say that. He is Sami Zayn's doppelganger. Cena goes on a run. He faces LA Knight or whoever. He faces Logan Paul again. I don't know. He faces all these people.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, to get Cody's credibility back, John Cena announces somehow, all right, guys, like I'm going to keep going until I lose this title, until someone takes this title from me. And then we hear, wrestling only has 1 2-second finally families. And then Cody comes out, whoa. Cody beats Cena back to get his win back, to get his credibility back, and to take what was his. I would be down for that. Because we're thinking about it. Who's his last match? Is it going to be Randy Orton? Is it going to be this guy? Is it going to be a young guy? Is it going to look what Baron Corbin did? He beat Kurt Angle in his last match. Nobody remembers that. I think it's a risk doing it with a young guy, with a Carmelo Hayes or whoever like that. It needs to be Cody.
Yeah. No, I remember that one. I remember that only because Kurt Angle had talked about he's disappointed that they made that his last match only because then they did nothing with it.
Exactly. Austin
like, this
Theory
guy-
beat John Cena, did nothing with it.
Yeah. So if whoever they pick, make sure that you're going to do something with it. Make it grow into something. Don't just pick somebody and he won and then that's that.
But that's what I'm saying though, and here's a good comment. You know, that may heal out Cody if he retires Cena. Listen, people are already starting to boo Cody. One, we heard it. He's starting to get booed. People are getting over him. I've been over him for a while. I do love him. Love the man. Love everything he stands for. Wrestling wouldn't be where it's. I will stand on this hill forever. I will not be a wrestling fan if there was no Cody Rhodes right now. I wouldn't have got hooked into ROH and being the elite and watching the Bucks, and I wouldn't have got back into wrestling AEW got me back into wrestling hardcore. And it was Cody was a big part of that. Cody, Kenny, the Bucks. I wouldn't be here on the show without Cody Rhodes. So I love Cody. But he's already getting booed. And it's getting old. And it's getting tiresome. And there needs to be a change. There needs to be a shakeup.
It reminds you of the end of his time in AEW, right?
Yeah. Because it's insufferable. It's insufferable. I was crying, everything. I'm over it.
I remember going to the show. I think it was the one that we went to in Orlando. And like whenever he had his on-air, on TV personality, he'd get booed out of the building.
Ooh, yeah.
And then once the show was over and it was done and he came back out, we all cheered him.
Yeah.
Because like you just said, like I like him as a person. Just his wrestling character is just like done with it. And it sounds like from what you're saying, the same thing that happened. Do you think someone will throw a weight belt back at him in WWE?
No, because does he give away? I guess he does give the weight belt away, but I think those people that he gives the belts to are pre-selected and they already know it's going to happen. I truly believe that. After going to SmackDown and seeing what I saw before the show, they had fans all over the place taking pictures on the ring. They had people set up like you're sitting here, this person's going to interact. I saw it all get set up. So I do believe that because in AEW, he just threw it in the crowd and they said, "Fuck you." Sorry, Bobby. And threw it back. Like that was one of the wildest things I've seen. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, this is getting real. And Cody doesn't need to turn heel to do the Cena thing. And Crazy Dolphin says it right here. What about Randy Orton coming back and turning on Cody for the belt? That's a possibility. Like I said, I don't think Cena has to win it at WrestleMania. I think Cena can win it at SummerSlam. I think Cody can have his program with Randy in between that. I don't know. Honestly, does Randy and Cody need to have a title? Could they have that feud while Cena has the title? Cena could be feuding with someone else, and Cody could be doing his own thing with Randy. I don't know how this is going to work. And that's the best thing about WWE. Even though Raw on Netflix was a huge flop, and I didn't enjoy it, you didn't enjoy it, they still have so many places they can go. Yeah. And they're keeping it interesting.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll bounce back next week and in the coming weeks and months leading up to WrestleMania. I'm not too concerned about the Netflix show. It wasn't what I expected.
Did you expect CM Punk to beat Seth Rollins pretty much clean in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3?
I mean, remember, I haven't been too involved in the storyline, so I don't know. I took the match for what it is. I'll be watching weekly now, but indifferent to it.
I love this. You could have a heel who has Money in the Bank cashing on Cena and take it on him. Like, I like that idea. I think that you could have Cody win Money in the Bank. I mean, I don't know. There's just so many things you can do. I'm excited for this run of John Cena. Now let's get on to CM Punk and Seth real quick. Then we'll close it out because that was the main event of the show. I was very, very for that being the main event of the show because it is their show. A lot of people thought maybe Tribal Combat would be main event. I'm glad it started the show. This match was fun. I think this match was the best part. I know we say it peaked at the very beginning with that video package, but honestly, this was the best part of the show to me. Yeah, it was. If you've been in Tampa, if you've been in Busch Gardens, this ride called Sheikra, right? It goes really, really high, and it drops you like at a 90-degree angle. The very top was the video package, and then to me, but then it kind of like evened out with the Punk stuff. I thought that was good.
Yeah.
I think Punk always works great in matches. Seth Rollins always obviously a workhorse. It reminded me of like the Attitude Era because they were doing each other's moves. We don't see that anymore. No one does that. I thought that was cool. I mean, I marked out for that. I'm like, that's awesome. He's doing this. He's doing that. But at some points, I'm sitting there going, okay, who's coming in? Who's going to run in? What's going to happen? It wasn't. We got a very rare, clean 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And I appreciated that. I thought CM Punk should have lost. I thought Seth Rollins should have won, but that's just me. I didn't. I guess this leads into the story of Seth's going to get so upset and it's going to bug him that this is why he turns heel. Because if he got the win, he's cocky, yada, yada, yada. It wouldn't make sense for him to turn heel. But I'm just so sick of Seth jobbing to every single. Cody comes in, he has to lose 3 times. Seth takes the L's way too often. It's not fair.
No. He shouldn't win. And when did that happen? Because he used to be champion and winning all the time, and then just over time, you're right, he has just become like company's top jobber. He's the guy that loses to all the top talent everywhere,
Well, he
every
loses to him
program.
initially, yeah. Then they gave him the title, the secondary title, and he went on a huge run. It was awesome. But when it comes down to like main event players, CM Punk, Cody, he loses. And it's just because he's so great at what he does. I
Yep.
think he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. And, CM Punk's not, but he's a great storyteller. And he was able to keep up with Seth. That's what I was worried about. Can CM Punk still do it? Because he can. He just works at a slower pace. But he's not used to working with someone like Seth. And I think that was great. I thought this match delivered. I'm excited to see what happens. I hope this is not the end of the feud. Can I tell you where I want it to go? Can I tell you
Let's
that?
hear it. Let's
All
hear
right.
it.
So before this, Chris, CM Punk pointed to the fake sign, the WrestleMania sign. He's like, "Oh, you guys know where it's going to be there. I want to headline WrestleMania." And he's like, "I'm going to win the Rumble. I can go to the Elimination Chamber. I can do whatever I want." I think he beats Gunther before the Rumble, before everything. I don't know what match. I guess at the Rumble. I don't know where he's going to have this match because he beat Seth. Initially, or you would think that's a number one contender match because of the two top guys.
Yep.
I think we're going to get CM Punk and Gunther eventually. I don't know when. But before, hell, it could be at Elimination Chamber. He might just wrestle him there. I don't know. And I do think that CM Punk wins. And I think that's how he gets in the main event. He's already the champion. And I think Seth challenges him again at WrestleMania. I think that's where we're going. CM Punk will be the champion. And Seth, because remember, CM Punk wanted to fight him at first because he had a championship. Now he's like, "Hey, you don't have a championship. I don't really want to fight you. I have no ambition to fight you." Well, Seth goes, "Well, fuck you, bro. You took my title. You took my company. I'm going to take it all at WrestleMania." And I think that's how we get there. Would you be down for that? Or are you just done with it?
No, that sounds good. I like it. I like your booking as always.
Hire me, Triple H. Hire me, Paul. I'm open. You know what, Tony? You pay more. Hire me, Tony. I got you. I will literally turn AEW around in 1 week. You don't have to do anything else. I'll spit out ideas. Your show will get 1 million views. I am the Mercedes Moné of booking. I will get us 1 million.
Right? That's not a good thing to put out there. Now no one's going to want to call you. Should say you're at least the Sasha of booking, not the Mercedes Moné of booking.
Well, call back, Chris. Remember when I said Mercedes? I promised everybody watching.
Yeah,
Mercedes lands in AEW. It's going to be 1 million every single week.
And it never did. It's only gone downhill since she got there. It's been going downhill. That's the moment, I think, when we can see when they really started taking a dip. Yeah. First time she showed up and did her little toddler dance. That's
CEO down the damn drain. That's where the ratings have gone. But hey, everyone, thank you everyone for watching. We're here. If you're new to the show, we're here live every single Thursday night, sometimes Fridays because we got shit going on. But we're definitely here on the Finstock Sports Network. If you enjoy more wrestling content, we're live on Saturday night as well with the boss, Bobby Melendez. We will be talking about the Netflix debut again, get his thoughts, because I guarantee you, Chris, when you say Legends Night, Bobby's like, where? X-Pac's here? Where? Woo! X-Pac! Woo! Like I love you, Bobby.
He was there too, wasn't he?
Yeah, X-Pac was there. Yeah.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah, it's another legend that was there. And they show him twice. Showed him twice, I think.
I don't know if I only saw him once, but
no, they showed him, they panned to someone else, and then they went right back to him. And they're like, "Oh, X-Pac again."
Oh, and you know what? By the way, before I log everyone off, disrespect to Eric Matthews. The best part of Boy Meets World was Eric, and you just showed Topanga. Eric was right there. I don't know. Did you see that?
I saw Eric Topanga. Matthews.
Yeah, he was right next to her.
I only noticed Topanga.
Yeah, of course you do. But Eric was the star of the show. And disrespect to one of my favorite TV characters of all time. If you would have let out a Feeney, that would have been way more over than anything Hulk Hogan said. Trust me, brother.
Yeah.
But yes, Saturday nights we'll be back talking more Netflix. Get Bobby's perspective. I promise you he'll have a different perspective than us because I already texted him. He loved it. He thought it was the best show of all time. So Clutch loved it too. I can't wait to hear from him. Clutch, if you're watching right now, man, I hope you're sleeping well. If you did fall asleep, hope everything's well on your end. Until next week, Chris, you have anything else to say?